Okay, well, I just had breakfast, and as we had breakfast, we heard a cyber stalker, and how can I say that? This is not what I want to be doing. But since this is super illegal and I have children, it's not safe for me to just let this pass by, and it's more safer for me to be in the awareness that I need to be in, knowing that these cyber stalkers are a danger to me and my children. So, of course, I will continue to record, and no, I am not a vlogger and I am not vlogging, but I do want to be safe for me and my children. Yesterday, I uploaded a video about how I was talking about these two moments where I went to the doctor's office, and one was a doctor's office, the other one was an ER visit, and both of these times I had to make police reports because who knows how these metal balls got inserted in my body. And the first one was of an exam, and the results were that there was a metal ball inside my stomach area and I needed surgery through my belly button. The second one was an ER visit, and they found a size of a penny metal ball on my right shoulder area. And the reason that I'm making these videos is because I'm a parent and I have been experiencing something that parents do not need to be experiencing, especially with two children. They should not be going through something that is horrific. Me finding the window open and having to place a police call, and my son, a little 3-year-old, walking into the room, just like, what's going on? Not knowing what I'm saying, not knowing what I'm talking about, just waking up, hey mom, just watching me on the phone. And as he walks in, I have to ask police, of course, can I shoot somebody, whoever comes into my house, without me knowing, me having to call my landlord, asking him the same thing. My son not being present for that phone call, but for the first one with a police officer where I had to ask, it's not something that a little child should be knowing about, and I get it. Children will learn and hear a bunch of things, but it's just not a good thing for children. It's not what children want to be hearing. Well, so yesterday I uploaded a video and I was talking about how to be positive and how to not be negative and how to get through all the negativity that wants to just push you and shove you and suffocate you and kill you. I was talking about it, how positivity will fake itself as positivity, and negativity will be the positivity. And I guess it's not really positivity faking itself, it's a cyber pretending that, yeah, it's positive. It's a positive cyber, and that everything that is naturally occurring, supposedly that is negative, is just a way of life. Okay, well, my experiences with this was just, how can a light switch from green to red as fast as it did while I was still on the crossing? It was green, and suddenly I get to the middle of the road and it's red. I had been hearing sirens all that week, and suddenly it happens to me. That's not the only thing, but I'll start there. Because, okay, if these metal balls weren't to have been discovered in my body, what would I have been thinking of right now? Nothing. I would have nothing. They would be like, oh, something's wrong with you. You're hearing voices again. Or not again, sorry, it's never happened to me. They'll be saying, you're hearing voices. And I'll just be like, oh, okay. Like, so 2007, I had heard what I didn't know then was a cyber. And of course, I knew it was a person, but I didn't know that it was a cyber stalker and that it was illegal. So I've already talked about this, how I was like, well, okay, maybe one day a spiritual voice will come to me, and they're so stupid because they're like, oh, it's not gonna be me though. Like, what the heck? Like, it's just like retarded how these cyber stalkers really are, because they really do harm people, and like, then they try to get away with it, and there's so many things that have been happening, okay? And my light, the street light changing from green to red that fast isn't the only thing that has been happening. But I mean, of course, intruding homes is serious. It's a crime. It's illegal. And it sucks that it can be happening to someone and someone not know, because how long was that happening to me for? I'm not sure. But for two metal balls to be inserted in my body without me knowing, one in 2000 and early 16 to 2020 when they found the shoulder with a metal ball size of a penny. I mean, like, it's kind of just dangerous now, you know? And of course, I never knew about it, but I had placed police reports already. I had placed one with my mom. While we were calling my dad, we were on the phone with him as someone interrupted our phone call, and we knew about hacking, but we didn't know that, these things were really happening to us. And of course, I didn't know about cyber stalking then, because I just learned about it 2018. But if I would have known this, it would probably been a lot more different, because I noticed that there's a lot of people that are going through this, and they seem to express themselves in way different manners than a lot of people do. And a lot of people express themselves in a lot of different manners, okay? Some people will say, well, now I have schizophrenia and I'm just hearing all these voices and they're telling me these things and those things and blah, 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 and they're ghosts and they're spiritual voices and this and that. And I'm like, well, gosh, why didn't I ever believe that? You know, like, I actually really think, I've actually thought about it, and I actually still think about it, like, why didn't I ever think that? Like, what is going on that, like, it just, like, passed me by, like, well, in early 2000s, I was followed in LA, and, this was actually something that had happened to me that I didn't know was happening to me, but I noticed that, there was teenagers following me around. So I noticed that, yeah, I didn't notice the familiar faces continuously until later in 2008 when I started hearing the person talking more. But then it would like kind of change its voice, and I was just like, what? Like, I recognize this voice. And it was a girl rat, of course. And everybody knows, if they are watching my previous videos, we call cyber stalkers and people that follow people around stalkers, and people that intrude people's homes, we call them rats. Why? Because I have children, and it's not right. I don't even know if my son would be like kind of terrified because of this, but yes, he was right there when I was talking to police about this, because my window was found open. So now I do this to make myself feel comfortable in front of my child, because he does not need to be knowing too much about how actual people are cyber stalking and intruding people's homes. And to be honest, what they are doing is inhumane, so they are rats. Well, moving forward from the explanation of why they are rats and why they are not people. Alright, so early 2000s, I was being followed around, and I didn't really pay attention a lot until 2007, 8, when I started recognizing the person's voices. And it was like one day it would sound like a normal, and then next thing you know, it would sound like a monster, like as if like it had just like changed its voice to like a dark tone. And this is when I was just like, whoa, wait a minute, like they're trying to confuse me right here. And that's when I had heard the story of where like, okay, so you're gonna hear voices one day, okay, this, and I'm like, no, I'm not, like thinking to myself like, no, I'm not, like there's nothing wrong with me, I don't even care. I'm gonna like, I didn't like these people, okay, because I had already heard them in my first apartment in Azusa, and that's why I just used to ignore these people. Like I did not even care. I didn't care if they were hacking, stalking. I did not know about it, so I did not care about it. I would just ignore them because I knew there was something within me that did not like them. And early 2000s, before I moved to Azusa, when I used to live in LA, I had noticed that I was being followed, and I would just kind of notice, and I was just like, what in the world? Like, I was never fond of the older children following me around. So, 2008, 2007, I kind of just like, wow, like maybe one day I'll hear a spiritual voice. And I was like paying attention to what they were saying about how people hear voices and this and that, but we're gonna have to do something different here. But I don't think they're really like paying attention to how they leave things on at times, because I think they're just stupid. Like I'm saying, like these cyber stalkers are retarded. Like they never thought they would get exposed, or maybe I don't know all of them, okay? But for me to have been recording secretly, like these people are just so retarded because they just thought that they would never get caught. And I just had to say that. They're so retarded. Like I get it, okay? They say they will never get caught, okay? And I understand. There was a few times probably that someone came inside of my house. If I had to make as much as police reports as I did, one for the window, one for the surgery through the belly button, and the other one through the shoulder. And I get it, you know. They're disgusting for what they have done. They're inhumane. And there is no way that I am ever going to be as sneaky as them. You know, I don't have the guts to sneak into someone's house, touch them, or take their things. I don't. Okay? I don't know about surgery overnight. Okay? Anyways, so just explaining myself like that for a moment, because I realize that there's a lot of people with these disorders now that are like schizophrenia, bipolar, and all of this. And I think to myself, like, schizophrenia, like, I didn't know about it before, but when I married my husband, I learned about it 2018, that schizophrenia is when people hear voices and like kind of they live in psychosis. But psychosis is more like if they're like on drugs and like they're taking heavy drugs and like they can't really be in reality. And that sucks as well, because their body has too much toxins that not only the drugs that they know that they're taking affects them. And well, that being one thing, and back to schizophrenia, how voices and everything comes about, how the person gets schizophrenia. And then there's bipolar, where like, let's say right now I'm just like irritated and I want to be irritated. Well, I can't be, because in my brain I'm still like, wow, I'm shocked how police still don't know what to do about it. And how can I be upset if, like, it just saddens me what's been happening? Like, I don't even know how to be upset. Like, I rely on God too much, and I know that that is why they are being all exposed. Yet, my feelings, they're so, like, wowed about how these horrific things have been happening to people. And that's why I'm just like, wow, like, this is just inhumane. Like, really, what these cyber stalkers have committed to, what they have been doing for years is just horrible. I don't usually talk forever and talk for like a long amount of time, but I just had to because I noticed that I can keep catching these cyber stalkers talk because they don't even understand. And now they have got exposed to the point where they are upset. My vacuum is bugged, everyone, and I went to go and record that, and they were just like, "What? Oh my gosh, what are you doing? F you, you stupid bee," and all this stuff, like cursing, cursing, cursing. And I was just like, in the world, I do not care about you, Kim Rat. I do not care one single minute about you. Okay? If you think that you haven't been noticed, you have been noticed, and what you have been doing is inhumane. You're not the only one, and I know that. I know you have a couple of friends, guy friends helping you out. And I don't know how you're using the drones that you're using. I don't know what you're doing. But I know that one day you will be exposed to the point where your life, you will hate it. You might be rich, you might be getting away with everything at the moment, but you will hate it for what you did to people. And I know that I'm not the only one. I know this because not too long ago, in 2020, when I had seen the video of Black China being stalked, I was like, what in the world? That's when I was just like, no, wait a minute, this is real. Why is another person going to jail when I know this is real? I know this is happening. I don't know. I thought maybe like they paid that. But at the same time, I didn't think about it too much. I sent my address to Black China and I was just like, you know what, if you ever want to just, anything, talk to me or visit me, you can. Because I know what you're going through, and I know that that rat might be trying to lie, but I know one day that it will all get exposed because that's not right what that rat did. Okay? It kind of saddened me, okay? Because come on now. They're trying to play a person just because this person has been in the ghetto or has lived in the ghetto, has no other way of living at times because children grow up in the ghetto. And it broke my heart because she is a mom. It broke my heart because they tried to tear her apart. Okay? And I get it. There are women that are just disgusting and they want to sell their bodies, or not even only that, everybody that play their friends, that play the guy that they're with to steal their money and a lot of things, right? Okay, I get it. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it is a messed up thing. Sometimes it just happens because sometimes girls just want money. There's so many things that could happen. But when I first had heard a story that was just like, I couldn't understand it. This story about Amber Rose and her being a slut, I just couldn't understand it. Okay? Because come on now, like maybe she was a stripper, but in reality, how many boyfriends does she really have? If she ever went out with somebody, how many people did she really ever go out with? And not even after her podcast, before her podcast. Like, one thing that just like confused me about this story was that they were calling her a slut. And I was just like, what in the world? When in the world has she been a slut? And I get it. She is a stripper, but not all the strippers are sluts, everyone. Nor are they prostitutes, nor are they selling their bodies. Not all of them are, okay? And I get it. Maybe they have. Maybe they done it. Maybe she's done things that she knows she's done. And I don't know. Right? But it was just confusing to me, okay? Because I didn't even know who her previous boyfriend was. But when I found out, I was just like, wait, and are you serious? Like, this whole entire time they were just going out. So then after I had found that out, I was just like, well, then the story of her being a slut came out. And I was like, what the heck? Like, when? she's not even out with anybody ever on social media. And now that I found out who her previous boyfriend, who she was before that, she was with him for a long period of time. So it was just like kind of confusing, because like how in the world do you really want to call somebody something that like is not even to show for, but you're the only one talking about it, Camrat. Always spreading these weird rumors. But why, everybody? Because she knows how to get her way into social media. Okay, so enough about that because the exposure is real, everybody. And well, the reason why I came on here is to just basically just it's a morning. It's morning, and I guess I'm going to be recording. And I say it like that because it's something that I don't really want to talk about all the time because I get cyber threats, okay? And I've been getting cyber threats since like 2007 when I tried to expose them. And I was just like pretending to be like rapping, and I was just like blah 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 blah, and just trying to like pretend to rap and stuff. I didn't really know how to rap, but I was just like pretending to rap. Like I just picked a category, it was underground, and I just tried it. I deleted it because it was such a freaking joke and it was funny. But I was just telling them like, how are you gonna try to lie to me? I can hear you. Like, stop trying to lie to me. And they were all in the background like, what? Oh my gosh, does she know what she's doing? Like this and that. Like blah blah. I didn't think she would know this and that, etc. On the things that they were talking about everybody, but I did not care. But then I got another threat, and it was like, well, I talked about this story as well, where my cousin got actually hit by a truck continuously, reversed, it hit him again, and it was actually something that was intentional. Okay, so then 2007, when I had got the threat from camera saying, well, we'll kill you like we killed your cousin, I was just like, whoa, like, okay, just never mind this, like I just deleted it because I have 5 brothers and I love my brothers. I pray to God that God keeps them saved. I pray for my children, and there's one thing that I always know, that if I can't do something about it, God will. And God answers prayers, and it's his timing. And I always knew this, and I know that there's a lot that has been happening that I actually didn't even know about. And this is what breaks my heart so much, because there's been so much murderings and manipulation into just blackmailing and hurting someone's mind and forcing them and changing them who they are. And now they're like bipolar, now they're sick, now they don't know how to behave themselves or act and be. And that is one thing that just like breaks my heart, because this rat shows itself TV media on the TV show. Hey, we're good people, this and that, blah blah blah, etc. That is not good people. Okay? This world could have been in a better place, everybody. But for years, it's been worked on by cyber stalkers. Evil, bad cyber stalkers. Not too long ago, I was watching this guy on TikTok because my husband was playing him, and I was just like, wow, this guy is really talking about how he's really exposing all these people and he does not care. Well, I told myself I didn't want to do that. I don't want to expose anybody because I don't know how to, and I don't want to be a part of the industry. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be nothing like that, okay? I want to help the United States get to a better economy, okay? Not only the United States, but there's a lot of countries that are going through it right now that are just like going through such horrific episodes that they are not fully awake for, okay? And well, anyway, I was just like thinking to myself, like, how in the world can I get confused about this now? I don't want to. I don't want to be confused about this. This rat group showing themselves to be just such TV professionalists is just not a good thing. Okay, there's something that's got to give right here, because it's as if, oh yeah, we're only the good people here and we're not doing anything wrong, but they know how to hack and they've been using drones. And now there's someone else that is going through this, that saying they've seen someone fly a drone over the house, and now someone's hearing them say, oh, we're gonna kill you because we've seen the drone. Oh no, not only that, uh, someone followed me with a drone as well. Do I know who it is? No, but still, these allegations aren't the only ones that are coming to the public now. This is not the only thing that is happening now. There's more things. It's not just drone use now, it's cyber stalking. It's more than just hacking into someone's phone, it's more than that. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, how in the world is everyone so asleep? How can't it be noticed that all of this negative show is just hurting everyone? Well, it's reality, and I get it. I should be confused about how all of this is happening, but I'm not. And I might be quiet, but I'm still paying attention. And I might not know every single person's story in this world, but I know that there's a lot, and I know that the few that I have heard, it's not right what you are all doing to people, and I'm just gonna tell you that right now. And I don't talk to cyber stalkers. I don't talk to you rats that much. So I guess this is done. I have nothing else to say to those rats. But to the rest of you people that are watching this, if you have been going through anything like this, feel free to leave a comment, share, repost, send this to anyone that you love. If they've been experiencing something that a lot of people have been experiencing, let them know that cyber abuse is real and they are not alone.
I get it. I get what is being said right here. I should have nothing to show for it. I understand. Good morning.
Why you at business?
He's not talking to me like that. He's talking to the baby like that. We don't have a bad relationship. We have a really good relationship. We just been through a lot. You're 6 months, baby. Drink some milk. You're gonna be fine. Drink your bottle. Anyone that thinks that they are in a good relationship and that aren't in good relationship, it's reality. Snap out of it. You can speak up for yourself. I know that there's a lot of these problems where girls feel like there's something that the guy is watching. I know that that is really common, so I know about that one. Have I ever gone through something like that? I'm not really sure at the moment, but I know that there's been a lot of those kind of issues going on, and like kind of like just feeling like there's something going on that the guy is doing, and I know about it. I know about it. I've heard about it, and I know about it because I remember once, like, as if I was gonna start feeling that way, and then next thing you know, it's just like, no way, no way, I'm not. If I lose, I lose, and I am okay with that. If one day I have nobody, and that's how it is, that's how it's gonna be. But it's not just because I want to just be powerful and now I'm alone and no one can tell me nothing. It's because it's reality. If someone doesn't love you as much, then hey, it's fine, just move forward, be happy. I'm gonna be happy. I love myself. I want to be here for myself, and I think that that's more positive. So I know that there's a lot of people that experience a lot of those type of problems, and I know that it's real. But I know that sometimes you might feel like you're alone, yet you're not. You can talk about it. Even when you feel like you might lose a person, you can talk about it. I'm gonna try to talk to this guy about how we can have an argument, a real life argument about our differences. That's what is gonna be my goal. I'm gonna try to go for that. I am going to try to go for that. And it might lead to like an argument, but I have been very, very honest about how an argument doesn't mean much to me. Like, if it leads to someone just being angry, something happening like that, it just doesn't hurt me because I have been on my own since probably 18 years old. So, yeah, I get my parents' help at times. Yeah, at the same time, like, I've been an adult for a while. And I'm 30 now. And this is why I say, like, this recording these cyber stalkers like this is just not going to be like something that I want for my career for the rest of my life. No. I want it to be exposed. Yeah, I've thought about working as a police officer. I've thought about being a lawyer. I've thought about being a teacher. I've thought about being a model. I've thought about writing music. I've thought about being a fashion designer. I've done everything that I could to just keep going towards what I want to do. And one thing that I really liked to do the most was just study, keep studying, keep learning about everything, because what has been going on in the United States has been super like hidden, you know, as if everything is just done correct in the United States. And in reality, there's been a lot of things that have been hidden from public.
This is so funny. This is funny, dude. This guy, and I met him when I first came to America on campus here, 2012.
Uh-oh.
He moved back to California after I got done with college. I think 2017. We've been like we were friends. Well, I mean, nothing happened. We just kind of like moved on with life and shit. But he's been trying to make music since I can remember. and you never like it's not.
Alright, so it's 40 minutes of just me saying everything that has came to my mind that I've wanted to talk about. I hope everyone that watches this has a good day, and cyber abuse is real. If you're going through anything, don't feel alone.